Hey guys, we're back. No, it's been a while, but here we are, Broom Closet Talks, and it's good to be back. Been a while. So yeah, let's just blame it on the retrograde, right? Because that's pretty much why there's been a brief hiatus here. Life happened, the retrograde tends to do that, and that's what we're going to be talking about. So we're going to talk a little bit about retrograde season. We're going to talk about astrology. Yeah, and just have some fun with it. So hello, my lady.
Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? I hope that this retrograde season did not do too much damage for everyone.
Man, listen, I just keeping myself afloat, my head above water was like pretty much the theme, and just being patient. I think I was forced to be patient because I'm normally like super impatient. And when I set appointments, I want them to go as planned, and that didn't happen. I couldn't keep an appointment for nothing. Even my doctor's appointment, something would go wrong.
Right.
I remember I had an appointment a couple of weeks ago, and my doctor got beeped for an emergency surgery. Right in the, I didn't even get to see him. I'm waiting in the waiting area, and they're like, "Oh my God, we're so sorry, but the doctor got called for the emergency surgery. You're gonna have to come back." And I'm like, "What?" I wasted a trip over here, and this wasn't like it. The clinic is like 30 minutes away from me. So yeah, so that was a task, but yeah, so that's just one of the, that's a mild thing, but the Mercury retrograde did a little damage. It really did. And I feel like in particular, because this one was dealing with a lot of like squares and oppositions, because yeah, we had some really big upheaval, like tragic events, with the school shooting, in Texas, and a lot of course, natural disasters going on, a lot of tornadoes. Tornadoes were like very active out here during retrograde season. Yes. Now that it's direct, Brenda, it's calmed down. That's what's weird. It's calm now.
Yeah, it is. So. It's calmed down a lot. Just out here, I'm getting a lot of water, a lot of rain, but it's nothing that can cause damage so far. Mm-hmm. But it's a cycle and it's changing, and for the most part, the intensities are increasing when it comes to the natural disasters. But yeah, we'll get more, further into that towards the ending of our segment. We'll do a live, reading on, on the signs and stuff, and I'll probably give some insight on what's happening next.
Yeah, because we're gonna do that today, guys. Since we're gonna be talking about astrology, like I said today, we're going to go sign by sign and pull cards and see what comes up for you guys. So yeah. I wanted to talk about astrology today and retrograde season because, I see a lot of stuff like circulating, all around social media. And, there are some astrologers that are really accurate and on point. I follow a few, but a lot of the stuff you see is mostly, I'm just going to say it, BS. It's just like fluff, and it's not accurate. And you see people sharing it thinking it is, and it's not. And it's like, people really need to know the truth about astrology. And that's why, like when I do my TikToks and when I do my videos, I always give you the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Right.
Because there is a lot to astrology that is not so pleasant. And I like to be honest. I don't like to scare people, but I like to be honest about, what the forecasts are, what the energies are. I'm not going to sit here 24/7 and be this toxic positivity. Oh, this is going to be a wonderful transit, and you're going to just be feeling all this loving, like perfect energy. And no, that's not the truth. And that's what I see circulate sometimes. And it kind of gets me annoyed. And I'm like I really literally saw people posting, and I posted yesterday about it. It was the Venus conjunct Uranus, right, in the sign of Taurus. So people are like, oh, this is a wonderful, loving energy. I said, no, the hell it ain't. Like, it's not. It's not a pleasant energy, especially because of the degree too. And you know, I've talked to you, and I've talked to the others in private about the degrees, planetary degrees. Guys, the thing is about the signs is not just the astrological sign, it's also the degree. And the degrees is how the planet rotates at, you know, it rotates every like 10 degrees up until 30 degrees. Okay. So, I mean, this is common like math, you know. Remember, everything's always by 30,
Right.
60, 90, 120, then you get to 360, right? So it's the same thing, you know, you get to a full circumference of what, 360, right? But the planets move every 30 degrees in a sign, in a specific sign, until it gets to the full 360. Anyway, I digress. But the reason why I've been doing a lot of research on degrees, because degrees tell you about upheavals and certain things to look out for, as far as our safety, as far as illness and things like that. So lately we've been having what you call critical degrees. And there are several critical degrees in the zodiac that tell you this is something to watch out for. This can be dangerous. This can take lives. People could die. It's that serious.
Right.
So the most critical is the 22nd degree, 22 degrees, right? And we've been dealing with that for about 6 months now, because the North Node has been at 22 degrees and has not moved. So, and the North Node is in, it's in Taurus right now, right? So we also have Venus in Taurus, we have Uranus in Taurus, and now we got the North Node with the critical degree. So it was that alignment that made a lot of dangerous things happen. It first met each other a couple of weeks ago when the school shooting happened, because we also had Mercury there too. So, you know, and that's why I explained that that's more than likely why that happened.
Safe to say that there could be a lot of breakups in this season now, instead of this loving season that's being portrayed.
It's more about the unexpected, like just unexpected events kind of cutting ties. You know, Venus is about not so much about relationships, but about feelings and about the things that bring us joy and pleasure, you know. So yeah, it could very well bring, you know, it could throw in monkey wrenches, put it that way.
Right.
And sometimes it could just unexpectedly cause a breakup. Yeah, but it's one thing that the key is to expect the unexpected. It's not seeing it coming, basically. So think of like the Tower card, you know what I'm saying? Like Venus, in essence, Venus conjunct Uranus is like the Tower, period. That's
gotcha. So it's major.
Yeah,
just
exactly. I'm gonna move up here. I was slouching. So, but yeah, so that's one thing that I, you know, just want to relate to everybody who are new to astrology and just know, you know, like basic things. There's so much more to it. And, you know, a lot of people, when they do it, they want to know their horoscopes. They want to read up on their horoscopes, right, by their sign and stuff. And that's common, you know. A lot of people, I grew up watching, you and I grew up watching Walter Mercado.
Oh yeah,
he was. I mean, everybody would stop what they're doing and listen to him and let him go down the line and do all the signs. And that's why when people ask me, I had a woman, what was it, like 2 weeks ago, when I was doing, you know, my event, the wine and cheese tarot party. she hosts a podcast, and it's like, you know, they talk to spiritual people and things like that. So she was like, how did you start, you know, with the astrology stuff? I'm like, well, it was just normal culturally. Like, I grew up watching Walter Mercado. She's like, oh, I never heard of him. And I explained, I said, well, you know, he's very known in, you know, in the Hispanic community, and he became a well-renowned astrologer. I mean, if you Google him, he's very well known. But for us, we grew up watching him do his daily horoscopes, you know, on like the Telemundo, you know, the Spanish television station. And, you know, my grandmother would watch, and, you know, everybody that I knew. So it was just something that fascinated me. And I just liked his flamboyance too. He always had these beautiful outfits. And he was like a Puerto Rican Liberace. Remember, he had these big glowy outfits, remember?
Well, fun
And
fact about him, before he became a tarot reader or astrologer, he was actually an actor.
yes, he was.
So, yeah, so he was, you know, into the whole flamboyance already to begin with because of the role. Wait.
And he was very good looking.
Yeah.
How I found out that he was an actor prior to being an astrologer, I was in San Juan, and they had I went to visit El Morro, the fort.
Yeah.
And right across the street, there was like a museum, and I wanted to go in, but I found out it's actually a art gallery. Right?
Yes.
So
yes.
They were closing, but I saw some things outside, and they had a picture of him. And he was much younger. This was like him in the 50s, I think, or the early 60s. And they said Walter Mercado. And I said, and I looked at my cousin. I said, hey, cuz, this is Walter Mercado, like the psychic, like the astrologer. He's like, yeah, he was an actor. So they had him there, you know, posted up in his acting days.
Right.
And he was doing, I think, a Shakespeare.
Yeah.
I forgot which Shakespeare was it. Much Ado About Nothing, that they were in Spanish, though, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I found out. And this was back in 2015, and then the documentary came out. And for everybody that's watching, if you're interested, I'll put a link in the info about Walter Mercado's documentary on Netflix. It's really fascinating. It's done by Lin Miranda, the guy that did Hamilton. And so he's the producer of the documentary, and they talk about his life and his acting and stuff like that. So but it is really fascinating. So I guess it was just an easy transition, you know, that he just created this persona, you know, and he had a fascination with spirituality and astrology. So
I agree.
I think, in essence, I guess for us, it was just like natural an introduction because of that, you know. And I think that's what started it for me. And then always reading it in the newspaper, reading the horoscopes, and wanting to know more about my sign. And I just found it fascinating. I remember, you know, I like to read, so I would pick up books and things like that. And but honestly, I've gotten more immersed in astrology for like the past, I would say, like 4 years now. That's where I got really into it and wanting to know more about it, how to read a chart, knowing specifics and things like that. I've really, like, for that time, been very committed, and I still am. I'm still learning. And it's just like tarot, you know, like you're always going to be learning different things and more and more and more about it. It's so intricate. There's so much to it. And a lot of people tend to get, you know, intimidated, like with tarot. But if you have a fascination with learning new things and expanding in that way, it's a lot of fun to learn astrology. So and yeah, you know, as far as tarot, they pretty much go hand in hand. You know, when the Rider-Waite deck was created, the terminologies and the interpretations were based on astrological transits, you know. And the transits are basically like, you know, when the planets are in a certain position, and, you know, and how that affects us energetically, you know, like Venus in Sagittarius, or Mars in Leo, or things like that. Those are transits, and they're displayed in the cards, you know, like especially in the minor arcana. So here we have 10 of Pentacles, right? 10 of Pentacles is actually Jupiter in, this is Jupiter, I believe, and it's an earth sign. Is it Jupiter in Capricorn? I believe it's Jupiter in Capricorn. So, and what's another one here? Oh, well, I have a court card, like the Queen of Cups is usually a water sign, a water cardinal sign. So this is Cancer. This is represented by the sign of Cancer. So, and then you get a major arcana here, like Justice. This is Libra. So you see how Tarot is a big, astrology is a big part of Tarot. So how about you? What do you like about astrology, or how did you get like fascinated into it?
So what brought me closer to learning and wanting to become more educated on astrology was the fact that at times a lot of my predictions involved a planetary change.
Right.
There were times that, and we've had this conversation before, where I would tell you I'm feeling a shift, a change, movement,
right,
wise, and I would tell you what I was seeing, and you would basically just confirm it for me, and you would be, oh yeah, this is what it is. And so I felt that if in my psychic readings or doing tarot, those planetary changes were important, then there was a need for me to really learn astrology. There was a need for me to learn that part. Of
absolutely.
The realm, because, and only because, like I said, intuitively, I could feel that change. And that change makes a difference to whatever you're going to predict, to whatever you're going to come upon in your search. Because basically that's what we're doing. We're searching for the answers to certain questions. And I noticed that with astrology, these changes, these shifts that gravitate, that pull to the sensitive ones, to sensitive people, are kind of like a cosmic influence. Right. And there's a cosmic influence in the sense that what you can pick up from it, what you perceive from it, can help to change certain course or certain events.
Right.
I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it absolutely makes sense. It does.
But it was like with the shooting in Texas. I'm sure that many people would say, oh, you're just saying that right now because, things happen. But if you look back to that day, planetary wise, you will see that was going to happen.
Oh yeah. And I'll even make a chart, and I'll post it in the information below. I'll make a chart of that specific day. So you can see the planetary degrees also, and the transits. Mercury was still retrograde. And we have Pluto retrograde, and Saturn was stationing retrograde. What's interesting is when Mercury went direct, Saturn went retrograde. And Saturn retrograde is also a very challenging time for us. I made a short and a TikTok briefly talking about it and what to look out for, because as you know, Saturn is about challenges, limitation, conflict, And it's also where we achieve the most wisdom. This is where we develop our wisdom from the lessons we learn. What makes Saturn retrograde complicated, though, is that you might not see the wood for the trees, in the sense of, what's the lesson here? I don't get it. Like, why is this happening to me? So it may trigger a lot of people to feel kind of victimized
Right.
by things beyond their control because of that, retrograde in Saturn. It's like people are just gonna feel very victimized, like, why is this happening to me? And like, they're not gonna understand or have a understanding of the lesson and how this is gonna help them grow as a person. People are gonna kind of be more lost in that victimized kind of perspective of things. Collectively, we're going to see a lot of that, and just people wanting to pitch blame and look outward. It's your fault. It's because of this or this or that. And retrogrades always call us to go within. So
and I mean, this is something that's not new, relatively new. Ancient civilizations have used astrology for many things, from farming to calling out wars. When would be the best time for a war? When would be the best time for bringing up a new civilization? I mean, this is not something that's relatively new.
No.
And to be
it's
honest,
been used in ancient civilizations. I mean, the ancient Egyptians used it. It was used in Babylon, ancient Mesopotamia, and they based the first writing, the cuneiform, from constellations at the time, which weren't defined as constellations back then, but essentially that's how they were able to create a dialect by the combinations of the stars in the sky. So it just goes way back. So and absolutely.
And it also falls upon the scientific community as well, because the Mayan calendar, that's not supernatural, that's scientific.
Absolutely.
So it's like astrology does play a major part in our community, in our society, in our way of living. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of interpretation.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, it's true, because the calendar we have now, right, the Gregorian calendar, it was developed from astrology. They were able to determine through science and evaluation that the sun gets colder, the climate changes, the seasons, the stages of the moon, the stages of the sun, right. You have 12 hours a day, 12 hours of night, right?
Right.
The 28 days of the stages of the moon. That's how they were able to develop the calendar we have today. So it's
fertility. When is the great time to cut your hair? Some people believe that you can't cut your hair on certain days when the moon is full.
I've heard that.
Yeah, so
I've heard that.
But you know what? It kind of makes sense, because even for farmers, they have to pick a certain time in the night, or when the moon is gonna become crescent or full or whatever, to plant certain herbs and certain vegetables,
right?
Because if not, it won't have a full bloom.
Oh yeah.
So
absolutely.
It's not, this is not just a new age modern supernatural talk. This is something that has been handed down for generations. Which is funny, because I was looking at the Farmer's Almanac, and
I always share stuff in the group from them. Yes.
Yeah, they're like full of insight and information on planetary alignments, along with the moon rotations and gravitation. So it's like, this is nothing new. And
what's interesting that I found out from the Farmer's Almanac, now that we're talking about them, the moon when it's full, it creates nutrients for the soil.
Exactly, which is the reason why there are certain times that a farmer cannot plant certain vegetables, because they know what, times of the year, and also what days they can because of the moon. So, it's exactly what I'm saying. This is not new age stuff. This is something that's been handed down from generation to generation.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's a cosmic knowledge, basically.
Exactly.
It's a cosmic knowledge that sadly we're just now starting to cultivate. I'm sure, this is a whole other conversation, outer planets and other, light beings and other alien civilizations. And yes, I do believe in alien civilizations. I do. I do feel that this is something that they know much more about. And we're, as human beings, just now cultivating this knowledge, and how important it is. It determines the tides of the ocean. It determines how our crops grow,
Right.
how we sustain ourselves. So it's like, it's so much deeper than people really know, and it's for that reason that I feel like I wanted to talk about it this episode, because it's important that you realize that there's a lot more, on a soul level. There's so much more to astrology, and it could just open you up. Like, I feel like studying more, I feel a lot more connected to the energies. When I see a specific moon on a specific day, I'm like, oh, okay, today we have, we got a crescent moon today.
Right.
So this is a day to really introspect, and it's usually fire-like energy. So this is a time to work with candles and things like that. Or, full moons are about, letting go and releasing, So speaking of which, we got a big old supermoon coming up on Tuesday. So this one's a big one, guys. So I would suggest if you could get out there and take a look and, set some intentions as to what it is you wish to release from your life.
Cord cut.
Cord cutting is a perfect time, a perfect thing to do for full moons, because it's for that specifically. The intentions with full moon is releasing and giving things to, giving it to the goddess, the goddess Diana, the moon goddess. A lot of pagans believe that, a lot of Wiccans, they're giving it and they're releasing it to her. But just overall to spirit, you're releasing it to the universe. Like, I know I'm no longer going to carry this anymore. So It's going to be a Sagittarius. So this is going to be an interesting moon. It's a fire moon. Sagittarius is mutable fire. So it's a very passionate energy, but it's also a very fleeting. Sagittarius rules the 9th house. So this has a lot to do with our belief systems. It has a lot to do with, the things that you learn, higher institutions of learning, college, any type of training, or what do you call it? Vocational training you've done and things like that. It rules that. It also rules foreigners, long distance travel. So I feel collectively, this energy will be good as far as foreign relations and what's been going on in the world right now. We, are, with war going on in Russia and the Ukraine. And I feel like this may be a time where there may be a period where they could probably come to some sort of agreement, because it looks like they're going to kind of release belief systems or ideas of how this can work and how they could reunite or come to an agreement of some kind, even though it's not looked good for the past couple of months, but with this full moon, it might be a shift, is what I'm saying, with foreign relations. We might hear a lot of stuff from the UN, from NATO, Russian intelligence even, so it might be I'm feeling like it might be a positive shift in that aspect when it comes to foreign relations in particular.
Right.
What do you pick up on that?
Yeah, I'm picking up a second round of peace talks.
Right.
Is what I'm.
That's why I said the UN, NATO, Russian intelligence. Yeah, I do see a meeting and them trying to attempt again. Right.
Yeah, second round, it's going to be a 3 strikes you're out type of situation. So they will try now again, and they'll try again another time. I want to say possibly August, September, around there. Only because, okay, let's, and we have to be real. This is not just psychic readings or anything. No, we have to be real. Right now in the world, we are all experiencing some type of economical situation. And going to war is not the best option for anyone.
No.
There's no money. It'll set us back 200 years in progress.
More than likely.
Because of the fact that there is no money.
Right.
So we're strapping for whatever we can. Going to war is not the best course of action right now for any country. This is the reason why peace talks would come up.
And I'm glad you emphasized on that, Brenda. I'm glad you emphasized that this is something happening globally. There's a lot of people here in the States that feel the inflation is being solely affected by Americans. It's not. I have friends that live overseas that are feeling the pinch. I have a friend of mine that lives in Sweden. She's paying $8 a gallon for gas. Everybody's complaining about $4 or $5. How about $8? And even in some places you've seen $7 here in the States, but they're paying $8, $9, almost $10 for diesel. So this is something that is being affected worldwide. The inflation is something happening globally. Okay, so that's something that needed to be said, and I'm glad you emphasized, because and then war is money. Okay, so it's too much right now with the inflation that's happening globally. COVID is still very active in some places, but I spoke about foreign travel. It was just announced today that the airlines are lifting COVID testing.
Yeah.
So they're no longer going to require you to get a COVID test to board a plane.
Right.
So that's a positive step in the right direction now, that, people are not going to need to get tested, and things are starting to balance out with the whole COVID thing. There are still cases going around, but
they realize that COVID is just another type, it's going to be another type of flu. It's like catching the flu.
Or like a common cold, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no cure for the common cold. People don't even know that.
Right.
You can relieve the symptoms, but there's no cure for a cold.
No cure for a cold. So it's soup and hot stuff.
Right.
Stuff and cold medicine. That's all they can do.
I take that back. There is a cure for a cold, but it's not a Western medicine cure.
Right.
You go to alternative means, you could cure a cold, but
right.
You know what I mean? But as far as Western medicine is concerned, no, there isn't a cure for the common cold or flu. So
Chad, some people might ask, what's the difference between Western and Eastern astrology?
That's a good question. Well, Eastern is actually one of the oldest forms of astrology. Eastern, or what they call Vedic astrology, was primarily started in India and its surrounding countries. It's, the basis of Western astrology today is rooted from Vedic astrology, but they also added some Greek elements to Western astrology too. Like most of the planets and the astrological signs are based on Greek figures, on the Greek gods. and actually Roman gods, but like the signs themselves are based by constellations in the sky.
Right.
So yeah, so there's a lot of Greek and Roman influence, but it derived from India. Like we're talking like 3rd, 4th century. And in India today, astrology is very much a part of their culture. Like when they are getting an arranged marriage and they seek a matchmaker, they take them to an astrologer to see how they are, you know, how their charts align, how compatible they are. It's very normal over there to see an astrologer. So
even for business, like, you know, if they're starting up a new business or have a business venture that they're looking into, going to an astrologer helps to predict, you know, what the next couple of months or maybe even years would look like.
Oh yeah.
It's very common. And like I said, this is not new. This is something that has been handed down by civilizations and past, you know, ancestry. It's
Right.
very important for people to understand this, because, you know, we've got so much going on today and so much misinformation, just like Chastity had mentioned before, that people think that, oh, this is just new age mumbo jumbo. No, it's not. It's not,
It's
people.
not. It's science, like you said, Brenda. It's astrophysics. Yeah, if you notice, astronomy is considered science and is respected today, but the concept of astrology, not so much. But astronomy derived from astrology. If it wasn't for astrology, astronomy would not exist. NASA would not exist today, ladies and gentlemen, had it not been for astrology. But, you know, because of the predictive aspects of it, the divinatory aspects of it, that's why it, you know, it's not as accepted as the concept of astronomy. But it is an umbrella. It is an aspect of astrology. So, but, you know, it is what it is. You know how that goes. But a lot of what we do, a lot of the psychic phenomenon, a lot of divination is scientifically based. You know what I mean? Especially with astrology itself. Like I explained about the degrees and how the planets move. That's science. It's astronomy, it's astrophysics. It's those things. You know, the astrophysics aspect of it is what we feel energetically, our atmosphere, you know, how we're able to breathe in this atmosphere, but if you go into a higher pressure, a higher altitude, you won't be able to breathe.
Right.
So it's just is those aspects, but those brings, we still live in the planet with different you know, atmospheres. You know, we have the stratosphere and beyond. So we still live there, and we still live in this planet with that going on, and that affects us energetically. We also have solar flares from the sun. When the sun has the solar flare, it's like a little explosion that happens inside of the sun. Solar flares affect us. I had told you, Brenda, about Elizabeth Peru. She's a fantastic astrologer, but she focuses on the astro flares, the solar flares. Yes. And she's an energetic astrologer. So and she's always on point. Like I've been following her for years. So I think that's also one of the aspects that I look at, also the energetic aspect. And that's
like when people say you know, oh, I'm feeling kind of sluggish today, maybe something that I've missed out on, maybe something that I haven't eaten, maybe some people, it's not always what you've done here on planet Earth. There are cosmic charges that hit us. We don't know it.
Right.
It's when the electronics are acting up due to solar flares. Sometimes solar flares will interrupt our electric devices. You know.
Absolutely. Yep.
You know, and this is what we're trying to explain to everyone. You know, the reasons why astrology is so important. The reason why astrology makes up a good amount of our everyday living, and it's because the planets do have effect on us, how we act, how we think. You know, natural disasters, you know, because if the moon is a certain way, or in a degree, if the moon is at a certain degree, it will cause planetary changes.
Right.
Either the waters will become more rough, or they'll shallow out. The ground, you know, changes in the ground, changes in our atmosphere.
Right.
You know, so these are all scientific. They're not just, you know, supernatural. They're also scientific. So everything is relative, and that's basically what we're trying to tell you. You know, it's not just supernatural. Yes, does it confirm the supernatural part? Does it, you know, let us know if what we're seeing predictively, you know, is occurring? You know, is it going through? Yes. Predictively, it's a confirmation for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, share with us, guys, everything, you know, that we're talking about today. If there's anything you want to add or anything you would like to share or any questions you have for us, please drop them in the comments and we'll be happy to answer questions. We welcome them. Okay. So without further ado, Brenda, let's get to some readings. And I think to give a time frame, because, you know, everybody wants a time frame with these readings, let's do the time frame for the supermoon transit, for the full moon transit. So let's see what we have in store for that supermoon in Sagittarius for everybody.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I figured because of the theme today, I took out my astrology oracle or my zodiac oracle by Barbary. And
Yeah.
I'm going to pull a card from, and it'll reveal a sign, an astrological sign, and I'll do, you know, the horoscope, the transits, and what it's looking like for that sign, and you could pull a card.
Sure.
And go in there, okay?
Sure.
So that's what we'll do. So you guys are getting not only a horoscope, you're also getting a tarot reading for your sign. And remember, it's best to know what you call your your celestial identity, your celestial cosmic identity, which is your sun, your moon, and your rising. Okay, so it's best to look at all of these guys, your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. Okay, so all right, who's up first? I'm shuffling.
Shuffle.
Every day I'm shuffling. All right. All right, we got Leo. Okay, so are you gonna go first, Brenda, or you want me to go?
You can go first.
All right, so Leos, with this supermoon in Sagittarius, this is your brother sign. This is your fellow fire sign. So this supermoon is going to be very welcoming to you. You're going to be inclined to, I feel, travel if you want to take a trip, or, you know, just broaden your horizons in some way for the next 2 weeks or so. You might either be encouraged to broaden your horizons, or there may be situations coming to you that will broaden your horizons. But all in all, this is going to be a very nice transit for you. And yeah, particularly I feel for you, it's going to be with children, with dating and romance, and just overall a really nice transit, because this is, I believe, your 5th house. So yeah, it's going to be really good for you. So yeah.
All right. I've got the 9 of Pentacles, which is, you know, nice that we were in conjunction with each other, because.
How do you like that? This is proof. The proof is in the pudding, ladies and gentlemen. So I just gave my astrological forecast. It coincides with the card.
Right.
I'm sorry, Brenda. I don't mean to interrupt.
No, you yeah, basically everything that Chastity said. I'm looking at a very, very good time for you as far as family, traveling, money. Looks like you're gonna be doing pretty good with money as well. Yeah, this looks very good, very promising. I would say go for it. Even gamble if you want. Go for it.
Yeah, there might be luck with that. Yeah, absolutely.
As I'm seeing, the money's looking good. The money's looking really good. It's fruitful.
Yes.
So this is your time, Leo. This is your moment. Take it and run with it.
Yeah, enjoy yourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing I could just say on the shadow aspect, or, you know, like I always give the good, the bad, and the ugly. The only thing I would say for Leos is just don't get too overconfident, you know, because you guys are the most confident of the zodiac, but just don't go overboard. You know what I mean? But yeah, all in all, this is a really nice supermoon for you. Yes. All right, so let's see who else we got going on. Every day I'm shuffling. Let's see. All right. We have Libra. Lovely Libras.
All right, Libra. What do we have for Libra?
Okay, so Libras, this is going to be a decent transit. You know, it makes fire and air go very well together, you know, as you know. So I do feel for you guys that it's just going to be a time where you're going to find yourself more curious than usual for some reason. I'm feeling you wanting to look into things a little more. You may do some exploring. You may find your adventurous side being let out here. 3 of Cups. How do you like that? Right? And that's all well and dandy, but in moderation. Don't go too overboard. You know, sometimes when we explore things, you know, just make sure to keep your boundaries, maintain your boundaries, and just try not to fly off the deep end. But other than that, this is a really good time of exploring and having an adventure. What you got, Brenda?
So, like I pulled up the 3 of Cups.
Right. I was like, look at that.
But there is gonna be fun, celebration, and everything. Just I'm as I'm looking at it right now, I'm just like Chastity said, there's always gonna be like a dark side to it, a shadow side to it. You have to be careful who you choose to have fun with. Only because I'm seeing a situation there forming. Someone that is going to look at you like who this guy thinks he is or who this girl thinks she is type of situation. So definitely be careful who you're having this good time with, because there's going to be a jealousy aspect of it. There's going to be a backstabbing aspect of it. And you can't be open and honest with everyone you meet. Sometimes people have a tendency of taking that and using it against you later on, you know. Right. But the fact that you will go out there and meet new people and mingle, do so, but do so with caution. Mm-hmm. And are we PG? Is this going to be PG-13?
Not at all. Right. You know how we roll.
People, let's use a condom on ourselves.
Right. Protection. Boom.
And I don't just mean, you know, sexual wise. I also mean with your mouth. Use a condom. Be careful who the hell you're spilling this shit out.
Your energy as a whole. Protect your energy.
Be very careful. Don't get stupid and start spilling out. Oh well, I've got 30,000 in my bank. Who gives a shit? Nobody cares. And at this point in time, nobody needs to know you have that money, because you'll be the first one getting robbed.
It's true. It's so true.
Be extremely, extremely cautious with that shit. I'm telling you because I'm seeing it. I don't like the little chick from the left. She's with this, you know, little envious eye look on the card. So, you know, like I said before, have fun, but be protective. Be cautious of yourself and who you're hanging out with. Not everyone is your friend. Next.
And that makes perfect sense, because again, Libra is ruled by the 7th house of relationships and partnerships. So their exploration usually has to do with other parties. So yeah, like I said, protect yourselves, guys, armor yourselves, you know, like I always armor with crystals. So use your crystals if you're about that life, but yeah. All right, next. Who we got? Geminis.
Nice. Okay.
Shout out to the Geminis. Happy birthday, guys, for those that are celebrating this week.
Happy birthday.
Yes. So we still got a few more days of Gemini energy going on. So you guys are having your solar return. You're feeling in your element. Sagittarius is going to hit you guys in your 7th house. So I just talked about Libra ruling the 7th house, but you're going to be feeling the brunt of that too. So this is going to be a time where you're really going to be affected by the people around you. And yeah, be strong. See, we have a king of wands here. So he's a fire king, and it's time for you guys to take the lead here because kings are leaders. So, but I also feel like astrologically with Geminis, because it's your solar return, you're going to feel that boost of energy and confidence to move forward, to do the things you need to do that are best for you. But again, just try not to be sucked in by external energies, by the things happening with people around you, because that's what I feel very strongly. I feel like the people are like, you're good, you're golden. It's just the people around you that are not so good, and that might take its toll. So again, protecting yourself and not taking the negativity of others or the negative energies of others onto yourself. Okay, stay in that light energy, stay in that higher vibration, and yeah, it looks like other people will follow suit. So that's what I'm seeing here. And also a time of really having an understanding that because this is an important transit for you, not only because it's in your opposite sign, but it's a time where you get to really introspect and see where you are versus others. And it's not so much like, you know, kind of this elitist, oh, I'm doing better than them kind of thing. It's more, I know I'm in a good place and I know where I've been and I know I can help this person, but only if they want to be helped, Gemini. You know what I mean? I know you guys can really be good motivational speakers. You guys write amazing books. Any way to communicate, Geminis really excel. However, just make sure the people that you want to help want to be helped, if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
Brenda?
So romantic wise, I see fire in your chart. Someone with a fire sign, it could be anywhere between Cancer, Sag, and why can't I remember? Cancer, Sag, or Aries.
Yeah.
Right?
A Leo. Leo's fire.
Leo.
Cancer. But you said Cancer, so who knows? It may be a Cancer too.
Yeah, Cancer is what came to my mind. So you've got a friendly situation here with a person of a Cancer sign. It's a fire sign. And yes, you will be, you know, like Chastity's saying, making those final decisions, final outcomes. And like she said, you know, use that as a, be very cautious who you are giving this advice to. Not everyone is going to accept what you have to say. As far as money's concerned, it looks like things are getting better for you. It looks like it's starting to pick up. As far as your debts are starting to die down more. You're starting to become more, what I see is disciplined. It's becoming fruitful for you. So that is part of the message here when it comes to your decisions. You are definitely, this fire sign is definitely going to be your connection here. I don't want to say soulmate connection because it doesn't seem that way for me, but there is a very big connection here. It's full circle. It's full circle for me.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
interesting.
So somebody of a fire sign is coming in. Alrighty.
Yeah, and it looks good too. All right, next.
Yeah.
I'm on a roll here, sister.
But it's funny that you kept bringing up Cancer, even though Cancer is a water sign. So it could be a fire sign with water in them. Maybe a Cancer rising or a Cancer moon. I love Cancer moons. My Pooh Bear is a Cancer moon, and he's the sweetest. He's the sweetest thing. So, that'll be a nice combination there. Fire and water, like fire and
Water.
ice.
Yeah, fire. It's somebody. Yeah, it's somebody. For some reason, Cancer came up with me, but it's
Yeah.
with fire in them. So,
Fire and ice, fire and water.
which is what Geminis need anyway, because they have that Jekyll and Hyde personality. So they
Right.
have that fire and ice in them.
If anybody could, because fire is and water are opposite energies. If anybody could rock with a fire and water energy, is a Gemini. If anybody could make that work, is a Gemini.
Exactly.
Speaking of Gemini, I just want to say quickly before we go to the next sign, congratulations to Johnny Depp, a Gemini, who just won his case against Amber Heard. And yeah, it was a success on his part. And he's, also has a lot of earth in his chart too. He has Venus in Capricorn. And I feel like that worked in his favor with Venus being in Taurus right now. So that shift is what really, I feel right around Venus went into Taurus is when the case took a turn for the better. And that's when the cross-examination and it just, they went in on Amber and they started like connecting all these dots and catching her on those lies. And yeah, so.
I'm just trying to figure out how Poopy Girl's going to pay his bill.
Right. It's, if I'm not mistaken, Amber Heard, I believe, is a Taurus. And like I said, because we got the North Node in Taurus, this isn't the best time for them because of the South Node and their opposite sign, Scorpio. So, excuse me. Yeah, so she really picked the wrong time or the wrong person to really pursue this thing with, because
Right.
from an astrological standpoint, it wasn't going to go well for her. Taurus and Scorpios have really been getting the shit end of the stick energetically. So yeah, sorry, Amber, you're going to have to really work and do some movies if people will hire you now, because that's another thing. I think with Amber.
Well, the Bang Brothers.
Right.
Like 20,000.
Oh, yeah.
Don't white ass, Amber.
I don't know. She's gonna have to get up on that pole and do something. I don't know.
I don't know. Come on, Amber, show that white ass. 20,000 pop.
I mean, listen, I'm just saying.
Come up. She's
right.
Up with 5 Gs.
Yeah, 5 million, I believe, or ultimately, I don't know why, but I sense for some reason he knows that she doesn't have the resources to pay that. So I feel like they may come to an agreement off the record and he's like, look, forget it, you don't have to pay me. He just wanted to clear his name, so are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, so
I'm there. I'm there. I'm there.
So all right, so yeah, I just wanted to shout him out since we're talking about Gemini here. So, and I'm happy with the results of the case, and I feel like,
Congratulations, Johnny boy.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and happy birthday to him. His birthday was on the 9th. So yeah. Happy belated, sir. Okay, all right. Next is
Burrows.
Taurus. Now Now we're gonna talk about Amber. No, okay, we just talked about her. She's a Taurus. Okay, Taurus people. All right, so Taurus. Okay, so this moon, this moon is gonna be it might trigger some erratic energy. It might trigger some nonsensical behavior. Magician reversed. My advice to Taurus with this moon, guys, is to really practice some groundwork. Okay, do some grounding energy. And also, yeah, just try to be a bit more flexible for the next 2 weeks, because if you know, as a fixed sign, Taurus, you tend to be stubborn, you tend to be set in your ways, you bury your feet in the sand, and it's that. That approach is not going to work with these energies, with Moon and Sagittarius, with this supermoon. The point is to really attempt to bend, really attempt to, you know, like when I talked to Libra about keeping their boundaries, you might have to bend yours a bit because it may be a little too much. So this is a time for flexibility on your part, I feel. So yeah, what you got, Brenda? The magician reversed.
Listen, you've got the magician in reverse. This like says it all right here.
Right.
Listen, not even on your knees, on your hands and knees, praying to the Almighty God, will you get your results. Okay, this has to come within you. This is something within you. The changes evolve from you. Standing in front of that mirror and accepting your mistakes, accepting your faults. Like Chastity said, you do need to come out of that comfort zone that you're in. You have to, and you have to start doing things that are going to benefit your path. Right now, you need to stop that. It's just coming to me, like that egotistical behavior that you have going on. Mm-hmm. That has to stop. That has to stop. You have to come down from where you have to humble yourself. And that's the problem right there. That's why the games, the tricks, the this, the that, it's not working out for you. And it's because you need to come down and humble yourself. Mm-hmm. Theoretically speaking.
Okay, we got theoretically here. Okay. We're going that route. Okay. Theoretically speaking. Okay. Oh boy.
If you make those drastic, humble changes, the outcome that you're looking for will happen, will come out, will be pleasant for you. However,
there's always a however or but.
a major but. If you don't, and you try other aspects, and let's say candle burning, cord cutting, a little magic here, a little magic there, take into consideration that everything that you do can fall upon you 3 times worse, and it can come back you 3 times worse. So I suggest for those out there that are looking for a rapid change, something that will show extreme results, fast results, do it within yourself. Don't look for outside measures. Do that change yourself. Okay. Even if it takes a little while, do it yourself. there won't be any repercussions if you do it yourself.
That's good advice. I say that makes perfect sense, actually. Absolutely.
So,
You know, and we're not trying to offend when we're saying, you know, like you're being egotistical, Taurus, you know, because sometimes we're unconsciously in our ego, you know, and being in your ego doesn't necessarily mean like you're being a total douchebag to somebody.
no.
Or sometimes when we're in our ego, it's because there's pride, you know, you have a sense of pride in something and you're not humbling yourself to, okay, maybe I need some help. Maybe I need to admit that I'm not exactly in the best place that I am. So, and you know, there's a lot of ways in which we can find ourselves in our ego, you know? So it's just, you know, that's what the reading is explaining, that really check your ego, guys, because it may be a hindrance right now. So, all right. So yeah, that was Taurus. And like I said, another thing also, because this is affecting their 8th house, Brenda, I feel like this is also having to do with your sexuality as well. You know, I feel right now with this being Pride Month, I feel like a lot of people who have been closeted about that or have been in denial about their sexuality might realize now, with Sagittarius being a mutable sign, that, you know, they may be gay, lesbian, or see themselves as a trans person. You know, I feel like this may be a time for Taurus people that they come out, which is interesting enough.
Right.
So,
and that's okay. But, you know, it's like
either that or people being outed. There might be some downloads out there that may be outed. Especially with Venus conjunct Uranus right now, some people may be unexpectedly outed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a way of doing it, you know. That's all. It's, you know.
All right, so that might be something interesting to look out for. You might hear some Taurus people being outed.
Yeah.
Oh boy, the drama.
Yeah. Drama. All right. Next is,
let's see, I'm shuffling. Bam, Aquarius, my peeps.
Aquarius.
My peeps. Okay, so this is going to be a good sign, a good moon for you guys. You know, you guys get along well with Sagittarius, and I feel like this is going to be in your house. It's going to be in the 11th house. It's going to be friendship, social circles, and this is a time where there may be some release you have to do, Aquarius, but in the terms of, you know how sometimes when, you know, things happen, ooh, 2 of Cups. So this is a good sign of you meeting people and meeting people of like mind, especially with that 2 of Cups. That confirms what I was saying. And I also feel this is a time to release the fears regarding your dreams. Make your dreams a reality, Aquarius. You're in a juncture in your life where you can. You may be feeling a bit discouraged because of Saturn retrograde in your sign in Aquarius. That may be contributing to some discouragement, but no, be strong and pursue your dreams, and you're going to be introduced to the right people in your life. Also, 2 of Cups romantically. That's beautiful, but I'll let Brenda go in with that. But I feel like romantically, Aquarius, this is a time where you're going to feel like the person you're with, if you're attached, is not only your lover, but your best friend. Yeah. You're going to really come to that realization during this time. If you're single, you may find that a friend is interested in you or you're interested in a friend. It could go either which way. All right. But one thing that I could say about Aquarius, being an Aquarius myself, is that we always need to be friends with the people we're with first.
Yes.
And I feel like above all, that's gonna be something, if you're single, that you're gonna be looking for. A
Yes.
best friend as well as a lover, as I mentioned. For those of you that are dating, you guys may be hooked up by somebody that's a friend here. So yeah. And my bell just rung. So we're gonna have to pause this a minute. Okay, yeah. So we're covering Aquarius, right? So yeah. So all in all, I say this is a very good energy, as I was saying, and I do feel that this is a time where you're gonna get motivated to pursue your dreams. Like I say, you're gonna be in the right place at the right time with the right people. So yeah, what you got, Brenda?
So what I got was the Two of Cups for Aquarius, and this is a time of just pure love, friendship, harmony, and it doesn't even have to be romantic. It can also be business wise, a good connection as well. But for the romantic aspect of it, anyone that wasn't planning on having a baby right now, getting pregnant, there's pregnancy, there's pregnancy scares. So
whoa,
that's not what you're looking at.
Not really, but okay.
Yeah,
whoa,
pregnancy scares. Lots of a good connection here. Overall, I would say that it's harmonious. It's going to be pleasant. It's going to be, like Chastity said, just a good partnership, a good friendship. And like I said, doesn't necessarily have to, just, talk on the romantic side, also partnership wise, business wise, a harmonious connection. And that's what I'm looking at here, a harmonious connection. It's blissful, it's blissful, it's definitely is blessed. It's blessed. But yeah, pregnancy scares. Yeah, looking at that. Yeah.
Whoa. That's like the furthest thing from my mind, but hey, you never know. Miracles never cease.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh boy, look at, I'm all getting all red now. You got me all red over here, blushing and whatnot. Oh boy. Okay. Whoa.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's one thing with the Two of Cups, and it has to do with, like you said, exactly what it is, harmonious connection, because that's what it's about. It's not necessarily, it don't necessarily have to be romantic, just people who are on your wavelength, people who are on your same vibration. And this is why I say what I said. And another important thing, on the shadow aspects, on the negative side of it, is the discouraged, the easily, being easily discouraged right now, Aquarius. Like I said, because of Saturn and retrograde in your sign, that may trigger a lot of things, in the sense of you feeling certain things are too good to be true. Those moments where everything's going smoothly, everything's going well, and you're like waiting for the other shoe to drop. This isn't a time to do that. I feel having that ideology is going to really lower your vibration, and you don't need that right now.
Yeah.
And it's interesting how I'm saying this. It got way dark out of nowhere.
Realize that.
Yeah. You notice that it got darker. So see, I feel like this is a confirmation, Aquarius, to just really be mindful of not letting discouragement cloud your judgment.
Right.
All right. All right, so next, who's up? Who is up? Pisces, our fishies. Pisces. Okay. So Pisces, yeah. This may be some odd energy for you too, Pisces, but for you guys in particular, I feel that you might have some really weird dreams. Oh, 6 of Cups. Oh boy. 6 of Cups. Ugh. I feel you might have some weird dreams going on, Pisces, and also this may affect your career and your workplace in particular. You might find that people are acting a bit oddly toward you, or people may have shorter tempers than usual, and you might be at the receiving end of that. So yeah, just be warned about that. But also, I feel it's just kind of you feeling out of place, Pisces. You may want to rethink your line of work and your career right now. I feel some of you may be questioning if this is the right work for you, or you might have even started looking into new avenues. And yeah, it's really about doing work that fulfills you. And I know, of course, work has to pay the bills, and the way, the world is right now, you got, a lot of everything's expensive and you feel obligated to stay where you're at right now. But there's a part of you, I feel, that wants to move on to bigger and better things, Pisces. And this may be the time with this moon that to let go of that fear and go forward and pursue the work you were meant to do. What you got, Brand?
So I'm seeing here that this is something way deep down, like family.
It always is. With Pisces, is always deep.
Yeah. I feel like it's something within the family. I feel like it's something to do with gossip is involved, actions are involved. So it's something that has to do with their actions being criticized by family members, and it not going well, it being a stress for that person, for the Pisces person. And although they want to bring peace to the table, because that's what they're trying to do, is bring peace to the table, the communication part is not there. It's like this person's voice is not being heard. And I think that for the most part, that's probably what's going to be bringing the problems at work, because it's heavy in their minds, it's heavy in their spirit,
And they're taking it to work.
They're taking it. So you know how that saying, don't bring your problems to work?
Right.
That's what's going on. Mm-hmm. So this is where the conflict of not knowing whether or not to, grow within the company or grow, within the business or whatever. This is the aspect of it. It's because it's personal.
Right.
It's more at home.
Absolutely. And you know what? It's interesting because the opposite sign of Pisces is Virgo, right? And they're the hard workers of the zodiac. And they're, so I feel like on the shadow aspects, they might get into that Virgo mode of wanting to work really hard at something, but their heart's not in it. And it could be, especially for Pisces that are in a family business, this may be a time where you realize this is not what you want to do anymore. Your family business is not your path. So either if you work with family or you're in a family business or family owned business, it may not be for you.
And and that especially when you're in a family business, that creates a lot of conflict and gossip.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So, and this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that what it is, the personal side of it is the gossip, the talking, the scolding, you know, and that there's problems. And this Piscean person is trying to keep that peace. They're trying to, you know, they're raising that white flag, you know, hey, listen, I don't fight. I just, you know, I don't want to do this anymore type of situation. So, you know, I hope the best for Pisces and that they can resolve this issue, but it's really something within the family. It's internal.
Yeah.
So, you know, I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, full moons are about releasing. And I think for you, above all, Pisces, is releasing fear of the unknown and fear of doing what's best for you. Okay. All right. Next up, let's see what we got here. Aries. All right. So Aries, this is going to be a good moon for you as well. You're also a fire sign like Sagittarius, and I feel like this is going to be really about your belief systems in particular. I'm feeling like this is a time where you may change your ideas and your beliefs about certain things in your life. You know, like you may have had a certain way of thinking for a very long time, and I think with this moon, you're no longer going to be feeling the same way about certain things anymore. Like if you had an idea, Seven of Swords, ooh, interesting. So this may be a time where you're going to release possibly negative belief systems, or belief systems that no longer serve you are just going to be dissipated. And if you still try to hold on to them, you know, you're only fooling yourself, basically. So I think a lot of people are going to see changes in Aries as far as their mindset, as far as what motivates them. A lot of people are going to be surprised with you guys, and rightfully so, because you out of every other sign is going to achieve the most change with this moon. I feel you're going to have a real change of heart, a real change of mind overall. What you got there?
So, see the Five of Swords right there?
Five of Swords. Yeah, I said 7. It was 5. My bad. But yeah.
I see like somebody lit a match up your ass. Like literally, you just went ahead and did a 360 and you started evaluating what works for you, what doesn't work for you. You're like, I don't care. I'm not even doing this anymore. You're like, that's it. I'm done with a lot of crap. See how he's like only holding those 2 swords and he's like looking for the next person, trying to give it to. He's like, that's it. It's like, that's it. I'm done. This is not working for me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
This is really not working for me anymore. And it's about time. Mm-hmm. I think it's about time, Aries, because you're always giving and loving and, you know, for the most part, to the people who you show appreciation to and who you care for. And they're the ones that turn around. And instead of seeing how you feel, they're asking for more.
Right.
More and more. And so if you look at this really good, for me, that's like fire on the top of the head, on the back of the head.
It does look like fire. It really does. So, like the hair's on fire.
Someone lit a match up your ass and your hair caught on fire and you're like, right. I'm done with this shit.
Right.
I'm done. This is your time. This is your moment. Use that supermoon on the 14th.
Oh yeah.
To start declaring what you don't want in your life anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not what you do, what you don't want in your life anymore. The people that you're trying to continue to give your hand to, and they keep asking for more and more and more and don't give back.
Right.
So that's it. Stop holding up everybody else's swords. Mm-hmm. They got their hands, they got their feet. And if they don't, oh well. Oh well.
It is. Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So start fighting back. That's it.
Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's funny how the hair does look like fire. And like I said, your mind, they're going to experience a lot of change mentally, a lot of change of heart. And yeah, and that's the thing, you know, and on the shadow side of it, when we change, it usually causes connections with people to fall to the wayside because we don't align with them anymore. So the people that we related to, you know, or the people, well, Aries, well, I say that because I'm an Aries rising. The people we related to in the past, we may realize during this moon cycle, we no longer relate to them. And very often that could make us, you know, feel away, you know, because these are people we know a long time. These are people we care about, but we just don't see eye to eye. We just don't vibrate on the same level anymore. And sometimes, you know, certain connections run their course, they fall to the wayside, Aries. But I feel like for you, you're already in that headspace. Well, you're going to be in that headspace. Well, you know, this is me, this is where I am. And if you can't understand who I am and where I am in the scheme of things, then maybe, you know, we go our separate ways.
Time for you to go.
Yeah.
3.
All right. Next. Capricorn. Yay.
Let's see what's going on for Capricorn.
All right. So Cappies. All right. So this is going to hit you in your spiritual house. I feel like you guys are going to get like major downloads, a lot of premonitions, a lot of communication from higher states of consciousness, from your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors. You guys are going to be on super psychic mode right now. And because you guys are the most ambitious of the zodiac, I feel like you're going to apply those those spiritual messages and those moments of enlightenment to your goals and to your workspace. Strength. I like it. So yeah, I think this is a time for you, Capricorns, that you're realizing that spirituality is very much incorporated into your life's work. And if you've never really been on the spiritual you know, like about that life, this may be a time where you start realizing or identifying as spiritual and using that aspect of yourself in what you do. So I feel like a lot of Cappies may be coming out of the spiritual closet, Brenda.
Like I did.
Right.
I'm a Cappy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel like, because that's one thing about Sagittarius is they just live out loud. They just, hey, hi guys, I'm here, and they're buck wild and they live their life how they see fit. No apologies, you know, sorry, not sorry. That is a Sagittarius credo. Sorry, not sorry. And I feel like because this is your 12th house, this is your spiritual house, you're gonna really be like that. You know, this is me, this is who I am, and this is how I'm able to live my life successfully.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you got strength there. So I love that.
Hard. It's like right now for Capricorns, keep your head up high and your feet on the ground and remain strong. There will be a lot of obstacles in your journey, lots of obstacles, but like Chastity said, divine intervention is sitting right over you. It's not like you're going to be alone in this process. It's not like you're going to, you know, not have people holding your hand. That's exactly what you will have, is a lot of people holding your hands, a lot of people guiding you, showing you the way to go. Stay true to yourself, definitely. And for the most part, stop being afraid. Don't be afraid to do what you need to do. Don't be afraid to go out there and reveal yourself to everyone out there, what you're made of. You got this. Yes. You got this. Yep. And that's what the strength card is.
You damn Skippy. Y'all are the CEOs of the zodiac. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? You guys are the Bill Gates. You guys are the Elon Musks of the zodiac. Y'all got the potential for billionaire success here.
Yeah.
So, but understanding that this is a time for you, Capricorns, to embrace your spiritual side, because this is what will have you being just comfortable or just okay to being a great success.
Success, yeah.
So y'all wanna be a success. Y'all wanna climb that corporate ladder. Y'all wanna be the best of the best. So incorporating your spiritual side is of the utmost importance, guys.
Especially at work. If you have doubts at work, remain strong. Stay strong. Even if you have those doubts, stay strong, because you're being watched, because people are literally paying attention to your moves. So maintain being strong. Keep playing, keep having that poker face, and keep it moving. No matter, even if you make the mistakes, because sometimes we're humans, we make mistakes. So what? Dust yourself off, fix it, get back up there again. You remain strong. Do not show your weak side to anyone. Right. And you're gonna make it.
Y'all got this.
We got this, bitches. We got this.
You got it. All right. So we got 4 left. So who's next? It's Scorpio.
It's Scorpion.
The Scorpios. The Scorpions. Scorpion. Okay. Scorpio. All right. So my Scorpio brothers and sisters, what we got going on for y'all? All right. You know what? Scorpios, this is about your money right now. Y'all got to get your money right. Okay. So money is going to be on the mind. Making money, saving money, ways to make money. That's all very important. So oh, hello?
Yeah.
I don't know, my sound went. Okay, so yeah, so this is going to be a time where you're going to be heavily focused on that. And there will be money opportunities coming in for you, I feel. But what needs to be let go of for you, Scorpios, is attaching your worth to money, attaching your worth to the things you acquire. That, if you don't have enough money, or you don't have, a 2021, a Lexus or a Maserati, you're not, you ain't shit. It's part of my French. But the emphasis on this is to not attach your worth, your self-worth, to money and possessions. Okay, you are enough, and you don't need to be wealthy or have a certain amount of money to be enough. You know what I mean? So I think that's going to be a conflicting thing happening with this moon. This moon is going to trigger a lot of materialistic viewpoints and over obsessing with money and finances. But ultimately, if you realize that you are enough and that money doesn't define you, I feel like that's when the opportunities will start coming in. So what you got there, Brenda? I saw you got the Lovers there. Big decisions, big decisions. All right.
So what I'm getting for you, Scorpion, is that there's new love coming in, definitely. And for those who already have their significant others, it's gonna be a testy time. So it's gonna be, you're gonna be tested. For what it looks like right now with the Scorpions that have their partners, the romance is meh. It's not like it was in the beginning. So there needs to be a little bit of a change, a reconnection, possibly a honeymoon, weekend getaway, anything that's gonna be spontaneous enough to bring that that fire back again. But you Scorpions, you guys like to meet new people and flirt, and by nature, the hormones are always raging. So It's like, you know, meeting new people excite you. Well, then, you know, do that with your partner. Go somewhere where you can meet new people, and maybe that will bring back the flames or something. It's not that it's dead, completely dead, like it's not salvageable, but it's like, you know, it's meh. It's just, you know, the umph is not there. As for the single ones, it looks like new love is gonna approach you. It looks like um it's going to be something new. As far as you know, your typical type of person that you're normally looking at. This person is going to really catch your eye. Actually, it's going to be somebody who generally doesn't like half of the stuff that you do, but you're going to be okay with it. It's like a yin and yang effect, you know, opposites attract type of thing. That's what I'm looking at. And it's gonna be a fight for you, a challenge, and you like challenges too. So I see that happening. I see, but okay. So this person that you're gonna meet, I'm looking more. I'm looking at it more as in the aspects of around fall or something.
Okay.
So this person is you guys are gonna meet around the fall. Beginning at the fall. Yeah. All right. I have nothing more. Anything more you want to find out? Email us.
Right. Yeah. Again, you know, with all the water signs, it's always going to get deep, as you know. So it is what it is on that part. So,
Yeah.
All right. Who's up next? Let's see here. All right. Let's see. Cancers. All right. More water, Brenda. We just did Scorpio. Now we're doing Cancer. So we're going to do all the water signs. Okay. So Cancers. Okay. So for you guys, this is going to be somewhat of an interesting transit here, because, you know, I would say that this is a time that you really need to focus on your health, Cancers. If you've been putting off, like going to the doctor, getting yourself a physical, or you've been wanting to get back to the gym, this may be a good time for you to do that. Okay, because this is emphasized on your health house. Also, you may see some real changes to your day-to-day routine. Okay, Sagittarius likes to mix things up. All right, so you guys are more routine. You guys like a kind of idea of where you're going. That might not be the case for you guys as far as your day-to-day. There may be some monkey wrenches, some new things coming in that might throw you through a loop. We got 5 of Wands. Goodness. Oh boy.
Twice it came out.
So yeah, okay. As I was saying, so there may be some monkey wrenches thrown in, and there may be some things that may shake things up a bit for you, Cancer. Okay, and health-wise, definitely start taking better care of yourself. Get that physical. You may have to make some changes to your diet as well. So, and some of you may be more sensitive to the energies health-wise. Some of y'all may need to mask up, you know, and I know there's a lot of controversy with the whole mask on, mask off thing. But for you, Cancers in particular, I feel like you guys will be hypersensitive to catching anything right now with these energies. So y'all may need to mask up in public. And that's just an advice here. Again, Don't shoot the messenger. You know, if that is not in your vocabulary, you're not about the mask up life, then hey, it's your life, do you. But I do feel for you guys, it would be in your best interest to protect yourself. And if not, just find any means in which take some vitamins if you need to, because yeah, you guys may be more susceptible with the energies to catch something, to get sick, or feel a decline in your body, in your vessel. So what you got, Bryn?
I'm sorry. I've got the Five of Wands.
Oh,
What I see here is, for the most part, you're really trying to claim things for yourself. Like, you're really trying to take what's yours, back. And you should, because you're the type of person that, sign, not person, sign, that can get a little whiny at times,
crabby, the
Yeah.
crabs.
Oh, they did this and oh, they did that,
That's true.
And and now it's like, I'm fighting for this shit. I'm taking what's mine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's good. Take back what's yours. Take back what's yours. Fight for what's yours. It's conflictive here because a lot of it is your fault. A lot of it is your fault. You let people, take from you, and you let people tell you what to do. You don't make the decisions for yourself. You let others make decisions for you. So it's been your fault. So the fact that you've put on the big girl, big boy pants, and now you're moving on to taking back what's yours, I applaud you. This is about time. It's about time that you did that. In overall essence, it's not going to be easy. There is going to be a big challenge and fight ahead of you, because you're not having to act out this way to the people around you that you hang out with, that you live with, that you share with. And that's going to be like, wait, what? Why is this person acting this way? But it had to happen, because you have to grow up, and at some point you have to show strength. You have to show the abilities of being an adult. It's part of adulthood, taking back what's yours, taking back your power is being an adult. Like Chastity said, health-wise, you do have some challenges. You do have, some stuff to overcome. But it's nothing that you can't keep under control. Just follow the doctor's orders, follow the steps, and you'll be fine. But as far as I'm concerned with everything else, it's about time that you take back the wheel. So yeah, take back the wheel, take the control back. You definitely need to do that for yourself. And maybe your health situation will get better too.
Yeah, maybe that's why your health has been affected. Maybe that's the factor in it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's for Cancer.
All right, and let's see, we got two left. Sagittarius. All right, guys, so this is your moon. All right, so you're very much going to be feeling the energy, the ambiance, and it's really going to be all about you during this moon, about who you are, your identity, and how you present yourself to the world. Okay, there may be some things about yourself and your identity and who you are that may need to be let go of. Okay, there may be some self identity issues here. I do feel that there may be some ego issues going on here with you as well. As we mentioned with Taurus earlier, I do feel with you guys, you may feel over emphasizing on certain things. You're going overboard, and it's to the point where it may come off as ostentatious, or it may come off as obnoxious in a way, guys. Sagittarius, you guys live out loud. You guys are the adventurers. You're the seekers of truth. But there may be, it may be a bit over the top right now, especially with the moon in your sign, and especially with the sun being in your opposite sign in Gemini. So there's the sun and moon opposing tends to create that that feminine masculine sort of issue. All right, so because the moon is feminine energy, your feminine energy is very fiery, is very passionate, and it's in your sign. But the sun, your more masculine aspects, it's in the opposite. So you guys may need to be a bit more considerate of others as well. I feel like Saggies on the shadow aspect, it's been all about you, and it's time to consider others in your life and consider their feelings. And King of Swords. Okay. Yeah. And that's interesting you got King of Swords, because I was just going to say, you need to start being fair to others around you right now. Considerate and fair, because King of Swords is the fair king. He does everything that's the fair and balanced and just. So I think the advice based on what I'm saying with you guys is, yes, you're living in your truth, Sagittarius, and that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing that you're living in your truth. However, there still needs to be a level of coexisting with others. You know what I'm saying? And in that coexisting, it's considering other people's ideas and feelings. Even if they conflict with your own, it's respecting that. You know, not everybody's going to agree with you. Not everybody's going to be on your, you know, on your vibrational wavelength, and that's okay. All right. Just don't get into that headspace of you being an island all of your own. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm feeling with this energy, with the sun moon opposition here, you may feel like that at times, especially with others, like people don't get you, or like they don't get what you're saying, or you feel like you have to debate with everyone about certain things that, you know, define who you are. You know who you are. And like I said, you're living your truth. Some people just may not understand that or align with that, and that's okay. You know what I mean? So that's overall what I get for Saggies. And yeah, I do feel that this is a very powerful time with you, but you really do need to work with how your truth and identifying with your personal truth and how that affects others. That is something that within these 2 weeks with this supermoon is going to be a very strong theme. What you got, Bren?
Yeah, bitch, stop acting like Sasha Fierce. I mean, bottom line is, you know, there's boundaries, and, you know, you can't think that just because, you know, like Chad said, just because you think that the world is round and somebody else thinks it's squared, that you can't come to a compromise with that person. There's boundaries. Listen, we are all individuals with different ideas and personalities. And what the King of Swords is saying here basically is it's time for you to play fair. Play fair. That's it. Do things the way you would want them to be done to you. Stop and think about what other possibilities can be, you know, can play out. It's not just, you know, your way. So because you're living a certain way and it's working out for you does not mean that everybody else has to live your way. You know, be fair. Be very, very fair about what you say, what comes out of your mouth, and how you also act. Be very fair. Not everyone has the same luck that you might have at this time.
Right. You know, and that's the thing. I always say that because Jupiter rules Sagittarius, they're the luckiest of the zodiac. They somehow, no matter how bad the odds are, they somehow land on their feet.
Yeah.
And that is your superpower, Sag. But again, because like I said, when it comes to others, when it comes to the 7th house, it's really understanding that not everybody is where you are. And
So
that's okay.
I'm also seeing here, like, some of you are suffering from back pains. That you have to take a look at. Take a look at that. It looks like you're having back pains. Also, yeah, I'm looking at back pains. Health-wise, I see back pains. As far as the females are concerned, that's for the males. For the females, which I mean, females can also have back pains, but I'm seeing here for females, I'm looking at the pelvic area. So for the males is back pains, and for the females, I'm looking at pelvic problems, pelvic pain, pelvic issues. So you might want to take a look at that. You might want to take a look at that, see what's going on there. If you've been having pelvic pains.
And what you said for the females is back pain?
No, females is pelvic and males.
Females is pelvic. Okay.
And for the males is back pains.
You know, it's interesting because my little sister is a Sag, and she's been complaining about that. But for her it was menstrual, but it's been more, I guess, severe symptoms than usual.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. Yeah. All right. So last but not least, Virgos. Virgos. All right. So for our Virgos, let's see. All right. So you guys, it's really going to be about, for the next 2 weeks, it's going to be all about the home and family. I feel like that's going to be a big theme for you, getting your home right and getting your situation with family right. You may find that you're needed more than ever at home and with your family. So a lot of family themed obligations may be coming about. And there may be some real heart-to-hearts, I feel, with family, and a lot of things, you getting things off your chest or learning things about your family that make you look at them in a whole different light, you know? So that's a really good thing. And some of you may be considering moving or making renovations to the home. Okay, you might start feeling like the place where you are is not quite where you want to be, or the way things look are not how you want them to look. So you might want to make some change. You might be urged to make changes in that way. So this may be a time where you're also going to do some like late spring cleaning, because it's still spring. You know, we got a few more days till we get to summer, but y'all may start doing some last minute spring cleaning. And y'all are the cleanest of the zodiac. So you may feel like you've accumulated some things and may need to get rid of stuff. So I'm getting that very strongly for y'all. Y'all may be doing some deep cleaning, getting rid of things that, you know, you've had for a long time and don't need anymore. Maybe have like a garage sale or something. That may be something to look into, guys, because you you know, why not make a couple of dollars off the things you have, right? So yeah, that's what I got for you guys. You're still shuffling. Oh boy.
Virgo's got some stuff going on.
Oh, I guess. Ooh, Ace of Cups. Oh boy. That's good though.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that because my sister is a Virgo and she's a grandma again.
Yes, births, new beginnings. Mm-hmm.
Yes, so I'm happy to say welcome to my new baby niece.
Aww. Yay, babies.
So as far as the Ace of Cups, I'm seeing here new beginnings, of course, and blessings, many blessings. God is really, really, really smiling upon you right now. Fruitful. It looks like it's gonna be fruitful. I don't know why I'm seeing a trip, which involves which involves a lot of water around you. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at a beach, a cruise, camping by a lake, but it revolves around a lot of water. I also see there's going to be changes in money wise. You're going to be spending more money wise, but it's going to come back. It's just you're going to be spending more.
Is it because of the trip?
It looks like with everything, family wise, you know, expenditures with clothing and food and expenditures and yeah, like everyday stuff. It's just gonna be more of it, like everyday living, but it's gonna be more of it.
Yeah,
I guess like if you normally spend for like 2, now the expenditures are gonna be for 5. You know what I mean?
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so that type of expenditure, but it's okay because it's not like it's gonna hurt you too deep into the pocket because you make so much money already as it is. So it's like it's balancing out a little bit. But where you normally had more to save up, you're not gonna have to you're not gonna be able to save as much as you did before because of the expenditures. But you know, there's a saying in Spanish, and you know, if one can eat here, so can 2 and 3, you know. Right. Yeah. So with that being said, because you are being blessed, divine intervention is in there. You're not going to be by yourself. You know, God is watching for you. Yes. That blessings come.
Yay.
So the more the merrier, right?
Yes.
And just, as is, positive and happy, go lucky, and, keep doing what you do. You're doing well. And faith-wise, keep your faith up. Whoever you praise, whoever your God is, okay, keep it up because they're listening to you. That entity that you pray to is listening to you. So continue, praying to your God. Continue because they're listening to you. So all that crying and all that weeping and all that, they're listening, which is the reason why things have turned around now. Turned around enough. It's turned around enough to where you're now being blessed. So
I love it.
Good for you, Virgo.
Yes.
Good.
That's my boo thing. He's a Virgo. And that's totally true because we have it's our 2-year anniversary tomorrow. So we're gonna go out and celebrate that. And we also have a big trip coming up we're going to the beach on vacation
Oh, Jesus.
for a whole week. So I'll try not to laugh. Like you're talking, I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, that's true. Because I am going on vacation soon. We're both going on vacation. And I think that has been a concern for him, you know, expenses with the vacation and putting money together for it and things like that. So yeah. So that's absolutely true, guys, with my Virgo in my life. So but he's not alone. Like I said, you know, I'll be helping him too. It's not just him coming out the pocket for everything. So, you know, I'll be contributing as well. So
All Virgos, they got that happy blessing coming to them. So it's like, it's all right. It's okay.
it's all good.
All good.
I love it. All right. So I think, yeah, we covered everybody. So this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. And, you know, thank you everybody for tuning in. And
Yeah, thank you so much.
yeah, again, drop us your questions and comments and anything you would like to add about astrology that you want to share. We'll be happy to hear it. So
Any further readings, if you guys want any further readings, just also email us.
yeah,
You know,
our contact information is down below. So if you want to book a private reading with either one of us, Brenda or myself, we could be reached. So yes. All righty, guys. So until next week, peace. Love.
bye everyone. Have a good one. Enjoy that supermoon too.
Yes, I'm gonna try to get out there, charge my crystals, and get pics. Because the last few full moons have been cloudy. So I'm hoping it's a beautiful day that I could get a nice big beautiful picture of it. Because it's a super moon, it's gonna be a big one. So yeah. All righty, guys.
All righty. Bye.